today, aren't they? The Mail. Shoppers scramble for eggs. Scramble, eggs, get it? As shortage sparks ration fears. Oh, rationing eggs. Egg scramble is The Sun on a similar theme. The Sun go on to say that the apparent shortage of eggs has been partly caused by another outbreak of avian flu, but also a delayed knock-on impact because millions of birds sadly died during the summer's heatwave. Well, here at BBC Hereford and Worcester we've noticed signs in some branches of leading pub chains say they haven't got any eggs. There's no eggs. Eggs out. So we're certainly aware of the supply issues at the moment. But if the speculation's true, and we're going to be a bit short of eggs, what can we use instead? I did say it, didn't I? I said you can't cook without eggs. Sometimes I ought to think before I open my mouth, but then it wouldn't be the same, would it? Anyway, Vanessa knows. I hope she doesn't hate me. I hope she doesn't. Vanessa Sturman is from Energise and Thrive Plant-Based. She's a plant-based health coach. She's lovely. She's on the line now. You don't hate me, do you, Vanessa?
Absolutely not. Never, never. And I've got fantastic news for you about the egg scramble.
Go on.
It's very, very easy to have breakfast, cakes, frittatas, all of those things without eggs.
Go on then, what do we use instead?
Okay, so let's go with egg scramble for a start. You can actually use tofu instead. Tofu's full of protein. You add some lovely flavors to it, like some turmeric, your salt, your pepper, some peppers, and it tastes almost the same as scrambled egg, and it's much healthier for you.
And this is the point, isn't it? We go to eggs because they're our go-to ingredient. But if we're a little bit cleverer about it, A, we can be a little bit more healthy about it, and B, we can perhaps use something that tastes what? As good as or better?
I'm going to go with better, obviously. And I'm going to go with just as easy. You know, you can keep a packet of silken tofu in your cupboard. It lasts for about a year, if not more. And you can just whip that out and use it instead of scrambled eggs. Nice and easy.
So we've done the scrambled eggs. What about the cake baking?
Oh, I love cake. And I've been plant-based for 8 years and I've never stopped eating wonderful cake. So there's lots of different things that you can use. One of them is something called linseed or flaxseed. I don't know if you've heard of that.
Oh, no, not in a cake.
Okay, it does sound odd, doesn't it? And it's also really, really good for you. It's really good for your gut, fantastic. Well, you don't have to be going through menopause for it to be good for you, but it's something that women going through menopause should also really think about eating to help the symptoms of hot flushes. But they are wonderful for everyone. And you basically blend them up, mix them with a bit of water, and they help to bind your cake.
Of course, I'm having a right lot of stick about this. Dave, Lisa and Woody the dog at the Bell in Bosbury say one of our most popular dishes in the boozer is homemade cottage pie, no eggs needed with chips and peas, no eggs. They put no eggs twice.
No, I mean, absolutely. Why? You don't need eggs for most dishes. I mean, eggs, what they do generally is they bind a dish or they make our cakes a bit more airy, but you can do that with so many other ingredients. Even vinegar in cakes helps to make it airy.
Vinegar in a cake? Are you bonkers?
It sounds horrible, but if you didn't know it was in there, you'd never know. It's a chemical reaction with the baking soda that helps to make it more airy and helps to make it bind.
Now, we've seen vegan eggs in cafes. I don't know if that's something you've come across. They appear to be white with a little yellow patch on them, and they do look like a fried or boiled egg, but they're not. Have you come across these before, Vanessa?
Yeah, so there are several products as well that might have been, a company may have made something out of several ingredients. So you get some egg replacements that are just one ingredient, like linseed or tofu, and then you get other people who might have mixed other ingredients to make something that looks and tastes like an egg as well. But you won't find those quite as much, but you can find lots of egg replacements in packets as well. But personally, because things like linseed work so well for binding and it's really good for you, the tofu is brilliant in your scrambled egg or for your frittata. I generally find it easy to use natural ingredients as much as possible to replace eggs.
Yes, and do you think this plant-based thing, and I don't mean to be rude to you here, do you think we're beginning to, this is the point I'm trying to make, do you think it's cottoning on? Do you think we're starting more and more to think about replacements for the food that we've used time and time again as go-to food?
Yes, I think we really are, and that's for so many reasons. I mean, one of them today is an egg shortage.
Yeah.
That's forced us into it there. But your other reasons, huge one is health. That's people are getting brilliant gut health. They're making sure that they're preventing diseases. They're getting more energy, better glow on plant-based diets. Even if you're not fully plant-based, just making a few changes is going to really help your health. And we've got the sustainability and the animal welfare side. All of those things are so important for our future that people really are looking at this now.
You've got an Instagram and Facebook page. Where can we find you?
Oh, wonderful. So if you are on Instagram, I'm Energize and Thrive Plant-Based. And then if you're on Facebook, I've got a brilliant community where you get tips, advice, recipes, and that's called How to Go Plant-Based.
Well, Vanessa, I think you've just become my new best friend.
Oh, wonderful. You too.
And I'll tell you something else. I'll never look at a plate of scrambled eggs on toast in the same way again.
Wonderful. And you can always contact me for a great tofu scramble recipe.
Oh, I'm going to. Thank you, Vanessa. Thanks for coming on.
Thank you.
Great fun. Yeah, but a serious message as well. And a lot of you, as I said, have got on to me about this. The Kurtmeister says, here's a useless fact about eggs as you're talking about.